Are you planning on building equity with real estate? Is your family growing and you need a bigger place to live? Or are you being kicked out from your current place? Among the multiple reasons and desires that drive anybody to purchase a house, this is a major milestone in people's life. So it comes in handy that the more you know about the process, the smoother it will go. Even if you're not ready to buy a property yet, that's alright. If you have any type of interest, the overview I'm sharing with you in this video will help you get the mindset and also give you some hope, so that when the day comes, when you feel ready to get on the real estate wheel, you can refer back to this video and use it as a guidance. Now, the journey is gonna be like this. First of all, we want to make sure that your finances are in order. Buying property is not only a down payment at the beginning and a couple of monthly payments for a few years. Take into consideration the closing cost. These ones can range between the 2% and 4% of the purchase price. And these ones includes the lender fees, the property taxes, the insurance, the appraisal fees. Let's say you're buying a property in this area of New Jersey, an average price of $500,000, and a 3% savings for the closing cost is gonna be $15,000. On top of that, you have the moving cost, maybe some renovations, buying new furniture, or just replenishing the pantry. So it's important that you save up some cash so that you can cover all these expenses at the closing time. On the other hand, well, if you follow Dave Ramsey's teachings, that is the zero debt lifestyle, and you have this huge amount of money in cash to pay entirely for a home, you can skip these steps. Otherwise, it's very important that we get you pre-approved. This is going to let us know how much you can afford. It's gonna set the expectations to have an idea of how much of a house you can buy. And it tells the seller that you are serious, and it gives them confidence that when you make an offer, you have the means to pay for it. In order to get these numbers, the lenders are going to take into account your credit score. So the higher you have it, the better rates they're going to give you. Your income, so they're going to ask for your W-2s, your pay stubs, your tax reports. For how long have you been working, which is a minimum of 2 years. Unless you're self-employed, then you need to prove some other documents that your accounts have been receiving some money. They're also going to analyze your debt, so they're going to look at your financial statements or the monthly payments and obligations that you have. The debt to income ratio, they're going to determine if you're going to be a good investment for them or if you are risky. So then they're gonna just set up all these extra fees that are gonna make up for the difference that you have. Based on all this information, the lender is gonna make you some recommendations on how to improve your credit score or how to lower your debt. They're also gonna give you some advice to find out which program suits you better. There is the FHA loan, that is with the 3% down, and then you're just gonna have the extra fee, that is the premium insurance. The BA loans, the conventional loan, that is like the 20% down and higher. And you gotta keep in mind that these lenders are not your financial planners. It's up to you to make the decision and for you to understand your own budget and the situation that you are in the moment. So I do recommend that you speak to 2 or even 3 lenders so that you can have like a broader understanding of the entire process and you can make a better decision. The second step is to meet with a real estate agent, which is completely free. A buyer's agent doesn't get paid until a transaction closed and is usually covered by the seller's side. You should take advantage of the experience of a good agent in your market and also to make sure that someone has your back during this process. So if you decide to contact me, we're gonna get to know each other, we're gonna get a buyer's consultation. I'm gonna take you over the dynamic of the process, we're gonna talk about your needs, your wants, what's important to you, is it the location, the number of rooms, the style. We're just gonna make sure that working together is gonna make sense, and then we're just gonna go and have fun on the house hunting journey. With the criteria and the priorities established previously, I'm gonna be sending you some emails with the properties that hit the market recently. Then you can go to my website. You can also do some research on your own, like on realtor.com, on the MLS pages, websites like the Garden State, also the New Jersey MLS, that is gonna have more accurate and update data. And once we found like a couple, we're gonna go and take a look at these properties. We're gonna have a list of comparables so that you can have the pros and cons among them. And after that, we're just gonna be ready to make an offer. Although you gotta take into account that the time frame in this step is kind of is different, because for some people it can be like in 1 week they can just find the house that they were looking for and it's gonna be great, we just make an offer. Other times it's gonna be that it's like a year passes or a couple of months until you have like a nice idea. And it also depends of the market in the moment, the inventory, so it can just differ. Once we just find the one that you like, we're just gonna go ahead to the next step, that is sending an offer. Here we're gonna sit down and talk strategies on how to send the offer. So we're gonna fill out the paperwork based on facts. They're gonna be the average days on the market, the type of market that we're in the moment. It can be a seller's market where there are so little inventory that the houses are like kind of overpriced or the prices are kind of high. Or it can be a buyer's market where there are so many homes for sale but there are not that many buyers looking around. Depending on all this information and knowledge that we can gather around the neighborhood and the history, we're gonna write down the offer that is also gonna include some terms and deadlines. For example, the contingencies. We're gonna talk to the lender about how many days do they need for the contingency. We're also gonna set the proof of funds, the down payment price, and certainly the price that, considering all this market information, you consider fair. You consider fair to pay for the property. It can go 1 to 3 ways. They can accept the offer, they can decline the offer, or they can make a counter offer where we just go back and forward depending on the necessities or the needs that the other side requires, and until we just get to an agreement and decide what is gonna go on. Once the offer is accepted, we're gonna go to the attorney review. Since real estate agents are not lawyers, we cannot give you this legal advice. So it's not mandatory, but it's not bad to have some legal representation. And once the attorney has gone over the contract and have seen all these legal aspects of the property, and the seller side also agree, then is where we're gonna get into escrow. This is the under contract. During this period is the diligence time. There's gonna be an inspector that is gonna check there are no major issues with their property. They're gonna go to the plumbing system, the electrical system, the sewing, the radon, the gas, the roof. They're gonna just make sure that there's no like major leaks or breaks in the property that are gonna then just cost you more money at the end, and they're gonna make sure that it's safe for you. Also the appraisal, which they're gonna just give an estimate of the value of the home based on the year that it was built and the surrounding areas. There are some times that after the inspection and the appraisals, they might come back with some repairs, which in the negotiation process we can use as discounts, credits, or get the seller to fix it. That's why it's important to have these two, because they're gonna help you save some money in the long term. Then it comes the mortgage loan. During this process, it is recommended, I really mean it, don't buy anything, don't make any big purchases, don't buy cars or co-signing for cars, don't get any more credit cards, don't change jobs, because everything that, like all of those things can affect your mortgage, and at that point being that ahead of the process is not a good idea. Then the home insurance is just the protection that you're gonna get for the property. So we gotta make sure that there are no past taxes or liens on the properties that on the future are gonna cost you some money, because you don't wanna find out these things later on. So that's why it's important to work with a good title company that is gonna make sure that all the title is clear. The property is almost yours, so you gotta transfer all the utilities, the water, the gas, and just get a little closer to the final step. Then you're gonna make a final walkthrough. That is just before you receive the keys. You want to make sure that everything is in order, that there are no pretty fixtures missing or no damages. And lastly, you made it to the closing day. This is gonna be a day where you have to sign so many documents, there's gonna be so much paperwork, but you're finally a homeowner. Congrats! The entire process might seem like a lot. It can be even chaotic, but that's why you choose to work with me or with any other real estate agent. I'm here to guide you, to connect you with an excellent team of people, from loan officers to title company, appraisal, inspectors, contractors, to guarantee that you have a smooth experience. It's my job to tell you when to do something and explain it so that you don't feel overwhelmed. At the end, you're gonna see that it wasn't as stressful as it seemed. If you have any real estate needs or questions, please post them down below and I'll be happy to chat with you. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day.